Hey folks, what's up? This is Michael in the wee hours of the night on the graveyard shift yet once again with your daily trivia question. Happy Thursday. I hope your week is going well. We are making it through this hot and sticky week. It's been brutal, I'm telling you. But we're almost done. No break in the action from the heat, but we're getting towards close to the weekend. So let's just keep on going and stay as cool as we can because you guys are a cool group. So anyways, the answer to the previous trivia question was William Harding, President William Harding. So on this historic day, President Harding addressed a large crowd at a dedication ceremony in Baltimore, just around the corner from the White House, for a memorial to Francis Scott Key, who of course wrote the lyrics for the Star-Spangled Banner. And this was on Flag Day, right? So that makes sense. 2 years earlier, it was radio. It was the radio that had broadcast election returns to the public for the first time, and this was done live. So this was kind of, radio was like the go-to thing. It was the hot item, if you will. This was culminating into this. The technology of the radio was exploding, and an estimated 125 listeners only heard President Harding's speech at this time at his memorial dedication on that day. And you might say to yourself, 125,000 listeners. That's not that many, but it was significant for a number of reasons. This ushered in a brand new era and history, really, of how presidents communicate with the general public and how they can reach the general public in masses instantaneously, okay? Now, he knew that he was onto something when he did this speech. He was a technology buff of sorts. He believed in technology. He loved technology, and he believed in exploring it further. He was very much into it. He recorded his speech on phonograph, and he was also the first president to have a radio installed in the White House. So he was willing to take, kind of good chances, good risks in exploring this kind of stuff. Now remember also that this was an age where President Harding was desperately trying to bring the country back to what he called and phrased as normalcy through restoration and adjustment and serenity. Okay, these were terms and phrases he used in prior speeches. So there was a political aspect. In other words, his platform that he brought to the presidency. So there was a political aspect that he used to his advantage when using the radio. This was 1920, post-World War I and pandemic. He was trying desperately to restore us to normalcy and bring us out of those two significant world events. Okay, this was significant to his later use of the radio, and again connecting to the masses. I don't know if he was. I don't think he went down in history as being very successful in restoring us to normalcy. There was a lot of controversy in his presidency. The Teapot Dome scandal. I think he had an affair. His wrote some steamy letters that later on were revealed and so forth. But his use of the radio was very significant. Indeed, without question. Now, a couple of cool geek factoids about not only the use of the radio, but communication in general with presidents to we the people. President Coolidge's inaugural address, which was only 3 years after Harding's historical radio address, and check this out, reached 23 million people by way of the radio. So that's not too shabby, folks. Think about that. 125,000 listeners to 23 million in only 3 years. Okay, so that's using something to your advantage for sure. Now, by the time Franklin Roosevelt served as president, fast forward to the latter 30s and the 1940s, he had mastered utilizing the radio, if you remember history correctly, with his fireside chats. This was a very resounding, calming voice that he reached everyone in the country through radio in these fireside chats. Fast forward to the 60s, many credit John F. Kennedy as having a natural, what they called telegenic, that's what the phrase was, good looks and calm demeanor. And of course this was television. And of course you remember his famous televised debate with Nixon, where he was just as calm, cool as a cucumber as he could be. And Nixon, of course, was melting like the witch in Wizard of Oz. Fast forward to the 90s. Bill Clinton was the first president to set up a White House website, entering into the so-called .com era. Very significant. President Barack Obama and Donald Trump had extensive reliance on social media as a means of mass communication, as we all know. I think Donald Trump kind of abused his use of social media. Barack Obama went down in history as being credited with the very first president to officially open up the POTUS Twitter account, which I think was pretty cool to go down in history for sure. So my question is, with all this history on the radio, the TV, Twitter account, social media, and so forth, what is next? That, I think, is a really significant question. And what will we be studying 20 years from now about how presidents communicate with we the people? All right, folks, check this trivia question out. This is pretty cool. Do you know your baseball history? Here we go for June 16th on this day in 1938. Because he was considered the successor to Babe Ruth as the game's most feared slugger, Boston's first baseman Jimmy Fox sets a record that still stands to this day when he did this 6 consecutive times in one baseball game. Good luck, folks. Stay cool today and all week long. Thanks for all you do. Love you guys. Peace out.